Hey guys, HYT Abbott here, and Preacher has finally finished. The final season finale has premiered, so I thought it would be a great time to stop and rank all 4 seasons. If you are not caught up to Preacher Season 4, Episode 10, this will contain spoilers. At number 4 is Preacher Season 1. You know, this show, I love it. These seasons, I love all of them, so it's really hard to rank them. It's the kickoff to the series. We get introduced to our awesome characters: Jesse Custer, Cassidy, Tulip O'Hare, of course, Arseface, the Saint of Killers, um, a few other ones that are just really fun. And there's just so much craziness in this show, and this season packed a whole lot into it. It starts off slow, but then it just kicks into high gear, and then we wrap up the first season with, of course, Jesse, Tulip, and Cass on the road looking for God, because the entire first season was pretty much made out of Seth Rogen's mind, and none of that was in the comics, but it just worked so well, and it was a great kickoff. At number 3 is Preacher Season 2. This was them in New Orleans, having to deal with the Grail, of course, Hair Star, being introduced. Eugene is in hell, um, or yeah, Eugene's in hell. It took me a minute. Um, and he meets up with Hitler, of course. We have Dennis, Hoover, Featherstone. A lot of great characters introduced in this season. It was just such a great atmosphere, of course, with the Saint of Killers. Always, chasing after them, and then Tulip's death in the finale, and it's basically what prompts season 3 as they go to Madame Langel's. But it was a fantastic season. At number 2 is Preacher Season 4, the final season. Now, this is a very close decision between this one and the third season. Um, I just thought the third season just a little bit better than this one, but this was a great send-off to the series. Of course, we have Jesse, Tulip, and Cass, our main 3, trying to stop the apocalypse, while Eugene and the Saint of Killers are pretty much searching for them. The Saint of Killers wants to kill Jesse, and Eugene just wants to know why, what God's plan is, and why Jesse sent him to hell. And, he gets an apology, but he doesn't like it. He shoots Jesse. We have Jesse actually dying in this season. Twice, if you count the finale. Because the finale is loads of deaths. They kill off a lot of the main cast. Hair Star, I think, gets away. I think he was the only one, really, that got away. And everybody else pretty much dies except for, of course, Tulip and Jesse's daughter that grows up. And it was just such a beautiful end, and there was just so many great characters in this as well. And of course, we finally got the wrap up of God and Jesse actually finding God and holding him to account. He holds him to account. He sends him, back to heaven, and the Saint of Killers kills God and takes over as the ruler of heaven. Of course, there was also the pilot guy, this season, Steve, the pilot. He was just great. And, there's the fights in this show is amazing, but season 4 was great. It was awesome. Now, number 1 is season 3. It is just such an awesome story to me, and it has my favorite set of characters, that are introduced. It has the All-Father, God, essentially joins the cast, finally. Hitler is a vital, character during this season. So is Icarius, who is basically the cult vampire leader that, kills the vampires and eats them, grows more powerful. And then, of course, you get the Langell, you know, soul place, of course, in the swamps, which was a really great atmosphere of this season. It pretty much takes place all in that area. And then some in Japan, it goes back and forth to different areas. Even hell, where the Saint of Killers kills Satan, which was insane. And of course, oh yeah, I forgot, the Angel of Death was great, and Satan, and Grandma, TC, and Jody. TC's got to be one of my favorite characters that's ever been on Preacher. He was just so random and so funny. He just always brings a smile to your face whenever he was on screen. And of course, this season they were introducing the apocalypse, so they had already had plans for season 4, which was great. And just seeing Jesse persevere throughout the whole season, he acts like a jerk, really, for most of it. But then it's revealed that he was just doing that just so he can get out of, his debt with Grandma and escapes. So, yeah, that was my ranking of all 4 seasons of Preacher. I'm going to do maybe a full-on review of the entire series just to let y'all know how much I love it, and I love it a lot. But that's all for this video. I want to thank y'all very much for watching. Let me know what you think of Preacher. Goodbye.